funny. Okay. What are we talking about today? Okay, we're gonna talk about what we're watching.
Okay. We got this new thing going now. So all right.
Waco shooting.
Okay.
BB King. Something we're calling paper chasing.
Okay.
And trash talk.
New format. I'm here. I'm ready.
You ready?
Can we kick this off though with Empire?
Empire.
Terrence Howard, God bless you.
It's always him, right?
Well, the ex-wife who, they went through a divorce and she got some 5-year alimony or something like that.
And she like extorting him about...
Yeah, well, apparently she has threatened him, and this is according to TMZ, and they're usually right.
Well, yeah, sadly.
But she's apparently threatening to tell everybody, the world, that he has a small private
like
part.
This.
Yes. And the problem is,
but why is he worried about that?
I love Terrence Howard, but he went to court, and apparently this is laid out in a court document of what she said. Right. So isn't he saying it? Isn't he telling us?
You shouldn't have taken those photos or started those homemade videos. Then you wouldn't have to worry
People
about
stop
her.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop the
Just
videos.
don't
I don't care if you're married to them.
Right.
You might not be married to them next year.
You don't know what's going to happen with them. They might wake up one day and hate you.
Right. Stop
it. In a fit of pique, suddenly you're naked on the interwebs.
So his business is just all out there. Apparently he's trying to get off paying her alimony for the last year.
And it's going to
literally
be way out there.
But he can already disclose what's going on.
Well, there's some good Empire news, though.
Okay.
Because the BET announced their award nominations.
I know,
and
yes.
Empire was just all up in there. And you know they'll win there. They don't win anywhere else.
They're going to win that,
They're going to win that one, right? Okay. And I watched a performance on the Billboard Music Awards, which were on a rival network. And they did a tribute to Empire.
Really?
Yes. Jussie Smollett and Estelle sang Conqueror.
That's right. Didn't Yassi something too?
I was kind of mad that they didn't do that awful drip drop, drippity drop song.
I kind of like the drip drop song.
I know.
I kind of like the drip drop song. I'm going to admit that.
It's awful in the best way.
It is, but I kind of like that one.
It makes you want to dance.
It's cheesy in a good way.
Right.
Drip, drop, drip, drip. Well, okay. UK is loving Empire, girl.
UK is loving it.
Oh my God, yes, UK. And you know what's so amazing? Well, we got stuff dropping here.
Right.
Drip, drop. But what is amazing? We don't want Don dropping too much here.
Because I'm known for it.
I know, really, right?
I will get a concussion just standing here.
But the UK is always behind. They behind the hairstyles.
It's not their fault.
I know. But so they're on there with Taraji P. Henson tweeting about episode 3 and 4. And I'm like, can't y'all just get on the internet and watch all this and catch up with us?
No, because they block stuff in different regions. It's kind of like you get when you get DVD sets, you have certain DVDs that if you don't get region 1 where the US is, you can't play it. You can't even play it in your Blu-ray player.
Not unless you just that tech savvy, I guess, where you can. It's just kind of weird.
I'm sure it's a way they can figure out how to watch this stuff.
I know, but I went on her Twitter page thinking, I'm going to get some new stuff. It's all this about episode 3 and 4. I'm thinking like, ugh.
But look,
I mean, they're reaching out to them.
Hey, we have an episode 3 and 4. They can go back and watch our episode 3 and 4. Why don't watch
From the hip,
hashtag
from the hip. That's
Come
true.
on now.
Got our new format going. I want to talk about Jussie Smollett, who plays Jamal. I love him. He had a guest appearance on Mariah Carey's Infinity video. It was real short. It was interesting. He shows up at her door with a little small dog. She takes the dog and shuts the door in his face. And, well, that was it.
Speaking of Mariah Carey, and I'm sorry I had to interrupt our Empire time with this, but have you seen the cover of that new compilation album that she's released? No, number 1 to Infinity.
What's the cover?
The cover, it just looks like her 1998 body. It's like Photoshop
You
Central.
think it's Photoshop? Well, she does have a nice body. Though,
but it ain't.
Okay, I have to see it.
It's not that little.
Mm-hmm.
It's tiny. But you know
what?
Creative license. Kind of like what she does with.
I love that Mariah Carey.
Kind of like what she does with musical notes. It's creative license.
Can we move to Scandal?
Yes, of course.
I love you, Empire. Gotta go to Scandal. Thank you, Scandal writers. Thank you, Scandal producers. Thank you for redeeming yourself.
They came back hard.
Oh, they came back hard.
I kept telling you they
I was about to just shut the door on Olivia Pope, but they came back hard.
I kept thinking that the reason it was kind of boring us a little bit was because they were just laying some groundwork for some big stuff to come.
I was so glad you were right about that because I was very disillusioned for a while. But they came back. I mean, the finale was wonderful. It left us with a cliffhanger. The First Lady, Melanie Grant, then got kicked out the White House.
Yep.
How often does that happen? But she got elected.
Yeah.
But the president, of course, found out that she played a role in these grand jurors being killed in this bus. He gave up the names. She didn't know what it was for, why this person was asking for the names. She was being blackmailed, but she gave them up and everybody ended up dying.
Right.
How unfortunate.
You know, it's not her fault.
just starting
but
to like
it is
her,
her
too.
fault. That was one of those, I'm sorry, honey, but you did it.
I know.
But
he booted her out. And then he fired Cyrus.
I know, right?
Cyrus got fired for his part in the scheme. He knew what was going on. I love Cyrus too, but Cyrus can go too. I already said half of this, half of the actors
could
leave.
half of them could blow
and
up
I'm kind of glad to see these two go. Like Melly, but bye.
You're like it's a tinderbox. I'm gonna drop a match.
Now I was sad about Huck because Huck is the one that killed these jurors, and now, oh God, what's her name? Quinn. Who their buddy, she has a gun up to his head, and he said, "Just do it, just do it, just kill me."
Do what Quinn's got to do.
Oh, I know, but then they left us with that cliffhanger where she pulled the trigger. Probably not. We kind of need Huck's ruthless butt on the show.
Because they're pretty ruthless together. I still can't forget her drilling into his kneecap.
Oh, I know. Wow.
It hurt even watching that.
They're both really cruel people. I just love them.
Okay, now think about the summer's coming up. Okay. And a lot of TV, the cable network started this mess with the 12-month a year TV seasons. There's no real seasons anymore. They just all keep going.
At all.
Exactly. But because it doesn't give you a time to catch your breath. Right. But Power is starting in early June. And Power, if you're missing some Empire, you can watch a little Power and get some. It's not as good. Because it takes itself way too seriously.
Oh.
It takes itself way too seriously. But it's some fabulousness going on there. Dresses, hair, weave down the hair.
What channel is that on?
It's on, I think it's Showtime or Starz.
Oh, so you got to have it pay per view.
Yeah. Although they show it free sometimes. Anyway.
But before we go, I know we love Scandal, but I was glad to see Olivia Pope get her with her man at the end, the president. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. But we'll see. I'm coming back to that. What other summer TV you got going? Because I'm a big summer.
Well, see, what I do for the summer is I pull together all these shows that I need to catch up on because I've been watching too much Empire. And I do the summer shows, and I make my own viewing schedule. I make my own season for the summer.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I have my Monday block, my Tuesday block.
And these aren't reruns, though?
No. Like, I need to catch up on The Flash. I saw the season finale, which ended on a cliffhanger, but I missed a big chunk in the middle.
Is that like Flash, like the superhero?
Yeah, the speedster.
Oh, Lord, girl, you watching, you into everything, ain't you?
I am.
Okay, well, let's move on to some serious stuff, too, because we do have the Waco shooting.
Waco shooting. Oh,
God bless it. I mean, oh, Lord. There was, 9 people dead in that?
9 people dead.
4 were from the North Texas area, I think.
18 injured. And
or maybe 9.
The discussion has taken not a weird turn, but the discussion has taken a turn where to people not making it a race issue, but bringing up what they think might be the difference in how people are perceived.
How people were treated in Baltimore versus how the people that were rioting in Baltimore or protesting in Baltimore were treated versus the bikers in Waco.
Right. Nobody died in Baltimore.
Right.
Nobody, but the cops were in riot gear. Yeah. Here, the cops sat outside and waited, and this happened.
Well,
and they didn't have a riot gear. But there are different situations. But I do see how people could view them through that prism. I do. I get that.
Well, if you're not up on this story, excuse me, Dallasnews.com. or the newspaper, or even download our app for free. We have been on top of this situation in Waco. Our Jim Mitchell, an editorial, he wrote an opinion blog, and he said that there's different police responses don't always signal racism.
Right.
And he made a point because he said that he noted that the cops had the scene under control in Waco, which that was not the case in Baltimore, as we saw that.
Right.
And not every protester went to jail in Baltimore, like a lot of these bikers did go to jail. But it has become a racial issue.
And I think it has become more of a treatment issue than a racist
Well, you know, the
issue.
bikers were on the curb texting and everything.
And it's the difference in the images that have come out. Like Jacqueline Floyd wrote a really good column,
Right.
Along the lines where she actually addresses how people feel
Right,
about this.
exactly,
So
exactly.
you know, Waco, we've got to watch it. They found 170 guns and whatever.
Oh, I think it's at 300. It was at 1,000, and it went down to 300.
They
and
found them hidden in the kitchen.
They said they had them in.
Did
some
they check somebody's hair?
toilet,
Did
too.
they find razor blades in their hair? I'm just asking.
Well, they said they found weapons in the toilet. But that is one to watch. DallasNews.com. Read in the paper.
We're right
download
here.
our app.
We're right here with
This is a local story for us.
But it's
I
become-
mean,
right, it's become national.
It's Texas and
And-
it's national now, and
And
we are
Naomi
at the
Martin went
forefront.
down there and did
Naomi
such a great
Martin's
job
doing a great
covering
job.
everything. And you know, and then there was the sadness with BB King dying. I was
know.
all sad when I heard he
Girl
was in
is gone.
hospice. right. And that was the natural headline. And
Yeah.
BB was on my bucket list. I've seen so many people in concert, and he was the one that I missed.
I
that
don't
hate that
remember
I
his
did.
age, but I imagine it was natural.
He was close
cause.
to 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He's been around for a long time.
So it was so much stuff in the paper.
Okay,
Just
I
period.
do want to get to the Georgia teacher accused of letting students have sex in the classroom.
She's like, we're just gonna skip paper chasing and go to trash talk.
Yeah, because I got to get back to my work. But,
Right.
this teacher apparently was letting these students
Uh-huh.
have sex in a closet in his classroom.
Was?
And I couldn't tell if they were paying him or I don't remember. I know there was some text
He was
about
just letting them do it.
golly, and
Because
some mother saw it.
Saw the text on her son's
phone, and he was telling them what hours they could take girls in this closet.
Right. When nobody could bother them.
I think he's
you can have the
resigned
closet
or
from
been
7
fired or
to 8.
something by now.
You
but
can have the closet from 7 to 8.
What
Nobody
was
will
he
bother
thinking?
you. He wasn't. He just
This
wasn't.
is not
That
a
was-
frat house.
It's a problem when you're trying to be a friend instead of a role model or a teacher
Exactly.
to your student.
Yeah, and the mom kind of got iffy about him because he wanted to come over and take a picture of them in their prom outfits or something. It was
Yeah.
just, the whole thing was bizarre, but that just really,
That was really. Ugh.
yeah.
And then the Letterman had his last show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I never watched Letterman,
Well,
so-
I always liked him because he was sarcastic, self-deprecating, and he just wasn't like, "Oh, I'm the king of the world" like some of the other show hosts were. But I love the bit at the beginning where all the presidents said the same thing.
I heard that
Our
all the
long
presidents
national
were on there.
nightmare is over.
Yeah, I heard
But
all the presidents did
it was
something on
neat
there, the
watching-
most recent ones.
prom photos. Speaking of prom photos,
Oh, poor,
Jaden Smith
God bless Jaden Smith.
and his white Batman
And
suit
his
for
parents. Well, yeah, he had a white Batman prom out. It was like super prom,
prom. At least he
superhero
didn't wear the
prom.
cowl, but he had the cape.
He's interesting.
He is
He's
quite
very
interesting.
unique.
He's
You got to
one
give him
watch.
that.
You should follow his Twitter.
And he can act too.
He has very interesting thoughts on everything.
More
and
interesting than Terrence Howard.
they're about the same level.
Ooh.
And I don't know whether that's throwing shade at Terrence or throwing shade at Jaden.
I'll be looking at Jaden's tweets from here on
I
out.
don't know which one's under that tree.
Girl, I got to get back.
Okay.
All right. I'll
All right.
talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.